Now I'm ready to do the rest of that video that was talking about this makeup bag that I got. It's a couple days after I said I was going to do it right away, but I just didn't get to it. Okay, this was the makeup bag I was showing you in the last video. And let me tell you the story. I was at Dillard's and walking around wasting time while they were working on my computer at the Apple store. And I saw this makeup bag and I thought it was absolutely the most adorable thing ever. It says London, Paris, New York. It has a big red bus. It has a Eiffel Tower, as a New York skyline. I just think it's so cute. So I ran over there to get it because I've been looking for a new makeup bag because some of you may remember the big pink tackle box thing I got for my makeup in my makeup organization videos. I love that thing. It's working perfect, except that in my bathroom, the right side of my sink where I get ready is angled. It angles across to the doorway, so it's not very big area. And when I open up that giant pink thing, when it's all open, there's no room. I can't even maneuver. I can't do anything. So I've had it a long time, and I've just decided it's time to move on. But I figured out that I could repurpose that to put all my nail gear in. So it's working perfect. So anyway, I went over in Dillard's and I saw this and I wanted it so bad. So I went, picked it up, and I was looking at it. It was perfect, but it was $28. So I said, there's no way I'm going to pay $28 for that makeup bag. That's just too much. So I left it. So about a week later, I had to take my computer back in, and they said, you know, you might as well go walking around. It's going to take some time. My husband stayed with the computer because we had to leave it in this corner. I had to do all this stuff for like an hour. So he said, you go walk around. I'll stay here. So I went right back to Dillard's and looking at the purses and everything. Well, then I saw the makeup bag again, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh, yeah, I forgot about that makeup bag. It's so cute. It's so cute. So I go over to it. It's on sale for $16.80 from $28. I about died. I was so excited. And the lady walked up and she goes, I don't know why those went on sale. We've only had them like a week and a half and they're already on sale. Well, then I looked down, and with the bag on sale for $8 is the matching little interior bag or extra bag. So I was like, this is so awesome. Okay, seriously, how cute are these two things together? So I still didn't get them. I left them. And I went back to the Apple store, and I was telling my husband, like he cares. When I start talking about stuff like that, I swear he blanks out and nods his head, and he's hearing nothing but this. But he did say, just go get it. That's fine. Just go get it. If you need it, go get it. I said, really? Okay. So anyway, now I'm going to show it to you because it's so cute, just because I want to show it to you. Okay. So it has this double zipper around, and you open it up, and inside I keep my face powder and blush and bronzer in the bottom, and then it has 5 pockets around the edge. And this bag is pretty tall, so all of my tall things like this and my eyeliner and just different things like that, my blush, remember I told you about this blush that I love still so much, my pencils, things like this, they're all, my mascara, they're all stored in the edge. So it's real easy to see what you need. Now, it is kind of deep, so this has ended up being so perfect because in this, I just keep my, Wet n Wild palettes, concealer, brow pencil, anything that would get kind of lost down in there, I keep in this. And so then I have this like this, and this just sits right in there, and then this goes over the top. And I've got tons of room if I wanted more stuff in there. So it's perfect. So I'm really, really happy I got it, and I feel like I was kind of rewarded for not getting it right away. Okay, this video is only 4 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead now, after telling you how to save. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that in the next video. I have a small haul video. Now I'm going to talk about just experience, okay? I just want so badly to tell people that are younger or even older, everything's going to work out eventually. It's all going to work out, and it's all going to be fine, even if you're really, really struggling. And now I'm going to tell you a story of a time in my life that we struggled so bad, and I never thought the black hole was going to end. I never thought we would ever make any financial headway. Life was very, very difficult. I mean, paying the bills every month was all my job, right? So, I mean, paying the bills, not making the money, okay? I took care of all the financial stuff at home. So, my husband still to this day has no idea the chess game I would play to get all the bills paid every month. Now, by that, I don't mean I chose to pay one and not another. I paid every bill every month. I've never missed a payment. That was imperative to me. I never wanted someone to write me a letter that said I owed them extra money because oh my gosh, that would scare me to death. I'm not saying I'm a better person than anybody else. I'm just saying I would not be able to sleep at night, so it wouldn't be worth it unless I was absolutely, it was impossible to do. And that never happened. But let me tell you, there was, $5 left sometimes, for a week. I mean, it was really bad. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm really telling you the honest truth. Now, to others, I probably didn't look like we were that on the edge, but we were. Anyway, okay, what was I saying? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Just one experience that happened to me. And to show you that I do understand that sometimes you have to go to work, even if you have little kids, because it happened to me. And for me, I didn't want to. So if you want to work, I've told you again, fine, no big deal. That's perfect for you if that's what you want. But for me, that was not what I wanted. But sometimes you have to do what you don't want sometimes, obviously. Okay. I don't even know how old I was, probably 26 years old. And I had a baby. My first child was about 2. And we needed a car desperately. We really, really did. Now, back then, I didn't really understand that you could buy a used car. My parents had never bought a used car. My husband's parents had never bought a used car. Everything was new. So I just thought that's what you did. And I'd always heard, don't buy a used car. You're buying someone else's problems. Now, way back in the Model T day, that might have been true because people didn't turn their cars over like they do now. People kind of turn cars over a lot quicker now, I think. But back then, people drove their cars till they died. Well, we had a car that was about to die. So we bought a new car. Now, it wasn't fancy. It was a Ford Tempo, but it was all we could afford. Now, at that time, I had been offered a job at this doctor's office to come in on Wednesdays from noon to 5 or something and answer their phones because they all took Wednesday afternoons off, the whole doctor's office. So I was in there by myself. So I decided to do it, and they paid a ridiculous amount of money. So that was going to help. That was helping our finances. Well, when we really needed this car, lo and behold, they offered me a part-time job to work Monday, Tuesday, and half-day Wednesday. Well, I thought about it, and we really needed this car really desperately, and I decided to do it. Okay, and it was enough money to make the car payment, plus a little tiny bit extra. So I took the job. Now, there was a point where I did not think it through, okay? I didn't think it through that I might have another baby, and then I would have a newborn, and then what I was going to do, okay? So I went ahead and went to work, and then I did get pregnant. I didn't work very long, like 2 months, and I got pregnant. My husband at that time lost his job. I think right before this, he lost his job. He got laid off because he was working for a mom and pop company, and when they have to cut people, they cut everybody but family. And my husband was the last one left that wasn't family, so he got cut. He took another job that was way lower pay, and so really, we really then had to have the money, period. A 2.5 day a week job. So I'm a couple months pregnant. He loses that job, and then the job says, we will deliver your baby and not charge you anything, because I was working in an obstetrician office. And so that was worth a lot of money to us. So they said, but we want you to go full time. We don't like this job sharing because they didn't like the girl I was job sharing with, and they felt like it was a failure because of her, so they told me I had to work full time. In the meantime, my husband has a wreck. Cuts our car. Our car is cut in half. Our new car, that was like 6 months old, got cut in half by an 18-wheel or some kind of big giant truck. My husband was okay. The fireman called me and said, you need to come to the hospital and pick up your husband because he can't drive the car. It's not drivable. He didn't tell me any of the details. So I take my little 2-year-old. I'm pregnant. I walk into the hospital. My husband's lying in a bed. He is not going anywhere anytime soon. The car's not even in the parking lot. And then I get the rest of the story. Okay. Long story short, it was horrible. He was in the hospital, la 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 la. Then he gets out of the hospital and he's okay. He had to have exploratory surgery and all this stuff. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt because it's right after seatbelt laws were enforced. And none of us were used to it yet. So it was something you just didn't automatically do like you do now. Anyway, long story short, he had to take some time off of this new job that, I don't know, did I tell you, he took a new job for way less money. And they told him they would train him. And then if he did a really good job in a couple of months, they would bump him up to a little bit more than way less money. So anyway, it was just horrible. Everything was happening. Then we get a letter from Ford Motor Credit that we owed them $1,000 for the car that was cut in half at the junkyard. I didn't understand back then that when you bought a new car, it depreciated, and we didn't put any money down because we didn't have any money to put down, and the guy that sold it to us was a friend, so he let us do that. Well, then the car was worth less. We owed more than it was worth. We didn't have the $1,000. Well, we actually had $1,000 saved. I mean, it was horrible. We ended up going to the bank, and they were so happy. Not so happy. They were very gracious and gave us a loan for the $1,000. We paid off the car that we didn't even own anymore. Do you understand the sleepless nights I was having? Well, anyway, long story short, we made it through. We're here today. We're fine. But it was very, very difficult time. And I wish I could have told my younger self, this too shall pass. Because I seriously think I had ulcers back then because I was pregnant. I was working. I was having to take my daughter to the babysitter. It was horrible. Well, then when my son was born, I still remember I was sitting in this big chair because my parents had to give us their Barca-lounger because I couldn't lay down flat to sleep when I was pregnant because you don't want to know. But it was horrible. I had the worst heartburn every night. I couldn't sleep except in the recliner. So I was sitting in that giant recliner with my newborn baby and my 3-year-old on the other hip. And I just looked at my husband and I said, I don't know what you're going to do, but I can't go back to work. This is where I belong. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And he's just looking at me. And he goes, okay, I'll figure something out. Well, he did get advanced at that job. And I don't even to this day know how we made it. It was the grace of God, honestly. That's how we made it. But we did. So that was a whole lot of things that happened at once. It was awful. It was the end of the world. But I had 2 healthy kids. I had a husband that loved me. And I should have been able to count my blessings better. But I was just drowning. But it all worked out. It all worked out. So now I'm so much older. And when things happen, I'm able to look at it a lot more philosophically than I did back in my 20s and 30s. And that's just growth, and that's just going through experiences, and what doesn't kill you will make you stronger, and that's pretty much true. So, I don't know why I told you all that. I guess just to say, hang in there. No matter what's happening, this too shall pass. It'll pass, and things will be better, and every morning you wake up to a new day, and now I'm getting all philosophical, and anyway, that's the end of this video. So that's all I'm going to talk about with finances. I think my videos have been extremely boring about money, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. And believe it or not, after all these videos on saving money, I have a haul video next of some clothes I bought at TJ Maxx. So I will be back to normal, but that's my whole video. It's been really long. Sorry, bye. See you later.